Hello friends and golfers. Today I'm going to give you 5 good quick tips on chipping and chips and runs, and 5 tips on irons that I have been reviewing and testing myself recently, and that I have found most useful. Hopefully you trying these out will also give you 1 or 2 keys that improve your chipping and improve your irons. The first is a very simple little trick or tip. I've got my pitching wedge, but I often these days actually chip with my 8 or 9 iron. As you get into your narrow stance, feet together, a bit more upright, just take your lead arm and move it a little bit towards your knee. That already gets you into the right position, gets your weight more 60% on the front foot, so that as you chip, you're already now in the correct position. So, lead hand down to your knee, and then continue the rest of your setup. The second tip for chipping, chips and runs that I found very helpful is think about the butt of the club pointing to your belly button. You can even try to initially take your hands down, and you want your butt of your club and your belly button to move together. So even as a practice you can do that and then go back to the position and practice that. You'll see that I'm not cocking my hands, but I'm leaving the butt of the club pointed to my belly button through the backswing and the follow through. So the butt of the club and the belly button stay together as you come through. For the chip and run, and then depending on how far you want to do it, obviously we change which club you use, even 7/6 iron, and I've been trying on the course various distances, but the setup is obviously key. I've given you a couple of earlier tips, but have the club much more upright, almost the toe touching the ground, hands down on the grip, standing more upright, so not bent like this, standing much more upright. Club upright, you're more upright, hands down on the grip, narrow stance, eye just ahead of the ball, so that also ensures your weight is more on your front foot. And then it's much more a putting stroke. So think about putting the ball, but you're putting the ball with one of your irons after you've got the rest of your setup clear. Remember, less body movement, but it's made a lot of difference to me. And then depending on the distance you wanted to go and then run out, you'll use different clubs. And another really good tip that I've found very helpful, particularly in practicing the shot, but perhaps even in doing it when you're playing by yourself, try it. And that is, get your 2 feet much more in front, so facing forward. Have the ball behind the back or behind your foot even, and try that chip from there. That'll also get you to be more square and not closed. In other words, with the chip, you don't want to be closed. See, my shoulder line is there. You don't want to be more closed. You want to be much more square. And one way to practice that and the chip is this little tip. In fact, I found it so good, I often even do it on the course. Keep me facing forward Try it. Let me know how it goes. So to do a chip with a punch, stand parallel, same sort of stance as I was saying before, to the ball towards your back foot, de-loft the club by putting your hands forward, and nice little punch. Again, try it with different clubs. You'll get a nice little punch with an interesting more spin as you de-loft the club. So you'll get more spin de-lofting the club rather than increasing the loft of the club, meaning taking the same club, whether it's a pitching wedge or 9-iron, but de-loft it by putting your hands forward, and then try that little punch shot. Very interesting, nice little reliable shot, and as you get to know how to do that very well, make that one of your go-to shots. 5 quick tips on chipping chips and runs. Now let's move to the iron shots. One of the ways to make sure you get a cleaner shot, but also that more accurate impact and distance, is as you go back. So as you go back with your arm, move your iron and the hand holding the iron, your front hand, to that point. So what you're trying to do is extend your arms. You're trying to extend your arm. The more extension you get, better position you'll be in to get that extra lift. So you're trying to get that extra lift. So if you do it with your normal swing, as you go, try that little extra lift. And one way to practice that is put your hand in the position you want to end up with and move your club and lead hand to it, or go to your normal position, put your club to there, and then try that little extra lift. So get used to that extra lift, even if it's a second hesitation. That'll give you a much cleaner impact and a much straighter shot. Think about, you want to do that baby draw, you want to get that much straighter shot, you want to, in terms of overall ending up direction, think about bringing that club back 45 degrees. So the shot, the iron shot, is not straight up and straight down. It is back and around. It is back and around. Right? So think of the arc, back, shallow your swing, and around. So you want to shallow your swing, bring it back, that helps you slot into the right point. The important thing is you come down, you cover the ball, and then you extend once you hit the ball. So you cover the ball, you slot into the right position. As you reach impact, this is when you extend and reach out, and automatically your lead wrist will turn over after probably that point there, the 30-degree point shown to you in earlier tips. So back, cover the ball, extend, and then drive with your legs. Body goes up as you come through. You want your finish point to be so that your buckle is facing the target, your chest is high, your head is up. You want your hands behind to help you slot in, but as you rotate, keep your hands and arms behind, keep that lag. So don't come down and then turn, let the club come down and slot in. Turn, let the club come down, slot in. Keep your hands behind, keep your elbow closer to your hip, your back hip. So, have a look at this. You're going back. As you turn, leave that lag there. Resist bringing the arms down too quickly. As you turn, then let the hands slot in. And then, of course, you follow through to the forward position. Another key point on the irons is think about your knuckles. Your knuckles, as you go back, flatten or turn if you wish. That will give you that shallow swing. So to get that slot into the right slot, your knuckles flatten. And then as you come down, also, of course, as you follow through, then your hands come through the other way. So think of your knuckles flattening, your knuckles going through. Knuckles flattening to get that slot, cover the ball, and then as you extend, you come around. So the knuckles can guide your proper swing. You'll see what I've done here is I've put a T in my glove, pointing straight out. And what you want to do as you go back is, as you come through, is point to the target on impact. So point to the target on impact. Point to the target and impact. So think about that. You're turning, you're leaving your hands behind, but as you point to the target, you square up your face. So pointing the T to your target will help you square up the face. Try that just on its own, even to chip initially, and then get into your full swing, and it'll prevent you overly opening the face, which would give you a push or a slice, or overly closing it in my case, which would give you a pull or a hook. So try that as a nice little trick. Your T is pointing to the target, and that'll keep your wrist and arms also in the correct position. Well, I hope you found these 5 tips on chipping, chips and runs, punch shots, improving your iron shots and position helpful. Let me know which works for you. Let me know if you do some of these. If you've got some better ones, do share, do subscribe. See you on the flip side.